All right, morning everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Daily High, an exciting episode of the Daily High. I'm, I'm your host, Tone Vase. Doing another solo show. Matt will be back. We didn't lose him. He is not able to make it probably the rest of the week, but we will see him next week. All right, let's go to the charts. I need to try to keep this short. I will do my best. Let's see, which chart should we start with? Let's go to the higher level time frames. On the weekly time frame, this is completely neutral. We have flipped the MRI count, which is good, but we do not yet have a green star candle. Now, keep in mind that the last two green star candles have failed the weekly chart, but this is rare. Look at the prior three green star candles, which led to incredible gains on the weekly time scale. So we failed the last two, we crushed the prior three, and if we go backwards a bit, the prior two, I'm going to say they borderline crushed it because the green star shows up in the beginning of the candle, but those that trade the green stars entering at the end of the candle did not capitalize as well, not even half as well, as those that jumped on the green star in the beginning of the candle. So while these green star candles look incredible, they are a little bit trickier than the no-brain ability to trade the prior three. It doesn't matter whether you got in the beginning of the candle, at the end of the candle, you absolutely crushed it. Here it mattered. Either way, you made money, but it mattered how much money you made based on when you got in. And the prior two MRI green stars, they did make you money, but it wasn't a significant amount. And the last one was kind of rough because of one company and one man, SBF of FTX. I'm not going to go back further because we don't have infinite amount of time, but those of you that have the indicator, please go back and review. So I am getting ready for another green star candle. And kind of like the game theory mathematical problem of gambler's ruin, this is where you have a failure, and if you double down each failure, eventually you're going to hit it big. This is the gambler's ruin problem. So, for example, if you're at a uh, roulette table and you bet on black and it doesn't come up black, you double down and you bet on black and it doesn't come up black, you double down and you bet on black again. Now, this is called gambler's ruin because you need to make sure you have enough money because I've personally seen either black or red, I don't remember. I've personally seen it hit 11 times in a row. So that starts to add up really, really quickly. Not to mention you're at a disadvantage due to a zero and double zero. And you're at a bigger disadvantage with the right roulette ball thrower who can actually put the ball exactly where he wants. It's really incredible what professional casino operators can do, but I am getting super off topic. Probably a show for another day on the Tone Vase channel about how a professional gambler and casino operator can make anything happen. He can pick his own blackjack card and he can pick his own number on a roulette table and make that where the ball lands. Now, allocation. My allocation is approximately where the current price is. This candle is off due to a trading view thing. Wow, someone in the live chat says world record 136 times same color. Yeah, not to get into the math of it, you are actually better off. You're actually better off flipping a coin, and if it lands heads, you go with red, and if it lands tails, you go with black. This way, it's double randomness, and you will be better off because then you literally have to be unlucky 100 times in a row. When it's double randomness, that becomes less likely. But anyway, we're again topic for the Tone Vase show of random knowledge in Tone Vase's head. Okay, so the allocation, this candle is a little rough. This candle is going to flip over in 10 hours. Not a big deal yet. I'm not too concerned. I'm waiting for things to align on the daily chart and the weekly chart, and that would allow me to go leverage long on the other 50%. We'll discuss that next week. So for the weekly chart to align, all I need is a green star candle next week. I'm probably not even going to wait for the end of the candle. I would probably go in the middle of the candle if it's a green star candle. In order to have a green star candle, all we need is a break of 64,500. Us breaking 64,500 next week puts the weekly chart in the perfect aligned position. What about the daily chart? The daily chart also needs a green star candle. Right now, we are looking at simply a pullback into the triangle breakout and moving average. I like the 50 period moving average. We're sitting right on it. So we did exactly what this green path indicated. So this means I'm expecting tomorrow to have a little bit, maybe I'll slide this over a smidge. Maybe it's not going to be as clean, but I am expecting something like this, and maybe we can, put that out, and maybe we can go like that. Okay, so it looks like we are resetting the MRI. We never made it to the perfect MRI top. We reversed on the MRI warning candle. I thought this would be a little more of a consolidation. I don't mind the pullback as long as we stay above at least one moving average. Personally, I don't want to see us fall below 61. 61 and a half is kind of my concern area. I'm going to slide this over a candle. 61 and a half, below 61 and a half is my concerned area, but at 61, we're going to have a moving average support. So it's still okay. Man, I really don't want to go back to a zero allocation. That would really piss me off. Waiting for one more breakout. I think this breakout is going to be bigger. I think it's going to be bigger. Here is the super positive news. Look at how much Bitcoin BlackRock purchased. I don't know how positive that is, but BlackRock is absolutely crushing it. Fidelity sells Bitcoin. Surprisingly, Grayscale doesn't do anything. Very surprising. That could be a data error. And BlackRock purchased 3,500 Bitcoin. Monday, the day that the price of Bitcoin falls, BlackRock still manages to purchase 3,300 Bitcoin. So on a day where there was a drop in the price of Bitcoin, BlackRock still manages to add more than the amount of Bitcoin mined for the entire week. And it did it on a Monday. Okay, there's not going to be enough Bitcoin. The short squeeze is coming. There are some concerns maybe with the Powell Durov of Telegram's arrest. He is one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin because he doesn't have yachts and houses and islands. The guy literally wears black clothes and buys Bitcoin. And when he needs to go somewhere, he rents a private jet. That's it. That's his life. He has probably some money in the bank and probably $5 to $10 billion in Bitcoin. And what's going to happen to that Bitcoin now that he's been arrested? We don't know. Okay. Get back to the charts. We've been consolidating since March, basically, and eventually there will be a short squeeze on Bitcoin. Nothing interesting has been going on with oil all year, really. There's not much to say all year on oil. It's not an exciting year, not like 2022 was or 2020 was. In 2020, oil goes negative. By 2022, oil goes to 130, and this year it's just been in a box all year long. Gold is on an MRI top. As I said, you may want to consider getting out of gold, get back in on another green star candle. We could see consolidation. We could see a pullback. Not much interesting going on in gold. This is the 5-minute S&P chart, market open, and we could be looking at a 10 a.m. reversal. Yesterday, we didn't have much off of the 10 a.m. reversal. We eventually reversed at 10:30, and then we still made lower lows. And at noon, we kind of reversed again. Not much on a 10 a.m. reversal yesterday. So again, I would expect something today. We started reversing a little bit early. The low in Bitcoin could be in. Matt messaged me earlier about a 4-hour MRI buy opportunity. Let's wait for the chart to load. And we do have a 4-hour MRI buy opportunity. Let's see if it matches with the 1 hour. And it does. Wow, look at that. You have a 1-hour MRI buy coming up on the next hour. You may not get it. You know, we may be reversing right here, right now, but the next hour begins in 10 minutes. But the 10 a.m. reversal has probably already begun. This is looking very, very promising for a buy the dip situation here. I think we do have room to go down to 61.5, but you know, this is still a pullback because we were higher than this level in this zone. So anywhere between now and 61.5 is a buy the dip scenario. Definitely a potential knife catch. I would wait another hour or two, and then, or if I see a rally. So for me personally, I would buy at the break of this the current 4-hour high. So this would be, and Matt's watching, he just can't join. This would be my, oh, what happened? Oh, I changed. Why didn't that change? This would be my entry at, what is that? 62,550, and my stop loss would be here, just below the swing low. Oh, that's the text. And my stop loss would be below the swing low, and my entry would be above the current candle's high. If we move that to the 1-hour chart, I can actually lower it. My entry could be above current candle's high because current candle ends in 9 minutes, and I don't expect us to break this candle's high in 9 minutes. So I can lower my entry slightly to 62,510, and my stop loss still remains below the candle's low. And the moment this starts to rise, I would put my stop loss below the candle's body. So a little trickier, a little harder to explain, but I may not be on the stream in 9 minutes. I have an appointment at 9. I got to meet somebody in 9 minutes. And so wherever the end of this body is, ideally the body is at a slight, well, actually there was no, ideally the body is a bullish candle, so it's a little higher. And then once the distance from the entry to the bottom of the body is met to the upside, I would raise the stop loss to below the best fit line without breaking any of the bodies. So if I remember all this, I'll talk about it on tomorrow morning stream. Okay. And finally, let's look at the S&P and see what's going on. Yep, the 10 a.m. reversal began a few minutes early, probably making up for yesterday. Someone asked me to look at a 2-month chart yesterday, and I totally forgot. The monthly chart has played out its MRI path, but the 2-month chart probably not. Let me glance at that before we go to the S&P. The 2-month chart is also potentially played out its 1 to 2 candle correction. The last time we had a 2-month MRI top, we fell a lot, and this time I think it was only a 1 to 4 candle correction. We never reset the MRI count, and has there ever been a 2 consecutive month MRI top? There has never been a 2-month consecutive MRI top. Imagine if this is the first. It is possible this could be the first. The reason why this could be the first double consecutive 2-month MRI top is because I think we're going to go up slowly. And it's possible we're going to be going up for, wow, we would have to be going up for the next 16 months. Wow. And actually more than that. Shit. Almost for the next 2 years. It is actually possible if we go up slow and steady. We've never had 2 consecutive MRI tops on a 2-month. The closest we got is to number 7. And the top came on number 5. But look how fast we went up in the second half of the move, of the second I guess, path of the MRI. This second path would need to be a lot slower than the first path, and then we can make it, which would be super, super cool. I'm going back to the weekly chart, and we're going to leave it there. S&P, and I'm going to close that out. Whoa, look at this candle. Look at the candle go. Look at the 10 a.m. reversal go. It's just a little bit early. A smidge too early. I probably would have taken it, the trade on the S&P right here on this candle as it broke the prior candle's high. It would have been at the 945 candle, probably would have been around 948. We can go to the 1-minute chart and see. I would have taken the trade at 148, whatever this candle is. That's my candle right there, 948. How about that? There's the 948 candle. There's the breakout. I would have done it either above the highs or probably above the bodies. Look at this absolutely beautiful triangle. What a beautiful breakout right here. That's my entry trigger right here. Bam. And there it goes. Okay, that's the 1-minute chart. That would have been a great, great entry off this triangle. And Bitcoin should be following suit. Nice candle. Entry coming in 5 minutes on Bitcoin. But the S&P looks great. Okay, let's get off the 1-minute chart and go to the weekly chart in the S&P and see what's going on. The weekly chart in the S&P is looking very, very bullish. Don't forget Twitter Spaces to talk about the interest rates and the future of the S&P 500 at 3 p.m. Eastern. 3 p.m. Eastern, guys. Daily chart of the S&P. Also looking very good. And I'm going to leave you here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget about the Financial Summit in the Maldives. Unconfiscatable in Las Vegas in 3 weeks. So I'm about to be busy. Maybe when Matt comes back to the show next week, I may take a week off to work on the Financial Summit. But no, I'm just teasing you guys. I don't take days off. In the 8 years I've been doing YouTube, I can tell you one thing. I have never taken a sick day in 8 years. And there have been days where I didn't stream, but it wasn't because I wasn't feeling well. It was either because I was busy or I needed a break or for whatever reason, I skipped a day. But I've never taken a sick day in the 8 years of YouTubing. Maybe even more than 8 years now. 2015, I'm World Crypto Network. 9 years. 9 years of YouTubing. And I spent 9 years on Wall Street, so maybe it's time for a career change. We'll see. No, kidding. All right, I'll stick around. All right, talk to you all in the next one, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, damn it. But that's okay. Entry hasn't happened yet. Is the S&P reversing too? Shoot. Maybe. All right. Bye, guys. Like, subscribe, and share.